We the best around.
We designated spitters live every week. Designated homie cause we stick the heat. We designated spitters deep. Talking Yankee baseball, hip hop or the streets. We designated, we innovative. We designated spitters time, let you know. We designated, we innovative. We designated spitters, let's start the show.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the one, the only Designated Spittaz. I got a special guest with me today. You guys don't know this guy that well, but if you were at our event back in June 25th, you would know Alex Filipponi. Alex, what's going on, fam?
What's goody? Happy to be here. Thanks for having me on, Pete.
Of course, man. Of course. My man Alex knows his baseball. Okay, me and Alex talk a lot, guys. All right, so me and Alex talk a lot. Alex knows his baseball. And I just say, you know what, Alex? We're going to bring you on board. We're going to bring you on board to jump on a Designated Spittaz. He's been on NYY News before. So you're not new to the NYY News family. You've been here before.
Yeah, I've been like a distant cousin.
He's been like a distant cousin, no doubt about that. So, Alex, you know, it's always fun to get, you know, different perspectives out there because we haven't heard from you yet on what you thought about the whole Aaron Judge thing. Well, how do you feel about the 9 years? How do you feel about the Yankees bringing him back? Let us know.
Well, I mean, if you want Judge gone, you're out of your mind. I mean, this is the one and only signing. I don't care. Like, this is like without financial responsibility, like you knowing full well Judge is going to be a bust towards the end of it. I don't care if you had to pay $500 million for this guy. The amount of backlash and money lost for the Steinbrenners, it had to happen. You had to sign Judge for no matter whatever the price tag was. Because could you just imagine how bad it would be for Steinbrenner if you let the modern day Jeter just walk because of money?
Yeah, he couldn't. And the one thing I think that a lot of people thought that would keep Judge is exactly that right there, right? Is that Aaron Judge, as a business standpoint of things, he's going to make you money. So even if you had to go a little more than expected, even if you have to give a couple of more years than you expected, and at the end of the day, it seems like what happened was the Judge side of things really started to push the idea that, hey, I'm going to go to the Giants. I'm going to the Giants. Like, look, we're gonna go there. Apparently, you're hearing more now. They set up the whole thing of when he went to the airport. He was like, no, let me go through the front entrance so somebody could see me. You know, somebody's going to video it. It's a smart plan. They planned this. They played it very well. And then you end up hearing that basically it came down to a final phone call with Hal. And Hal Steinbrenner simply asked him. And I love this because I said, this is Big Stein style. Hey, I need to know one thing. Do you want to be a Yankee, yes or no? He said yes, and he said, I'll give you the 9th year, you're a Yankee. Done.
Easy day.
That's the way business is ran. Not like a weasel like Brian Cash, because he's still a weasel. He's still a friggin' weasel. Spanky, take it easy, Spank. Take it easy back there. Spank gets a little wild, you know?
Yep.
Spank wants to jump in and start cursing and stuff at Cash, and you got to take it easy. But, you know, Cash was a little weasel around it, too, because even, you know, Aaron Judge had the Time Magazine interview, and he even said in the Time Magazine interview, the one thing I didn't want the Yankees to do, they went out and did. They made the whole thing public. I didn't want that to happen, but they did it. But it doesn't matter, right? Aaron Judge is a Yankee for the rest of his career, likely.
Yeah, no, definitely. He ain't going anywhere. He'll have a monument. 99 is going to get retired. He'll be
as long as he's healthy.
As a Yankee, the whole nine. So
as long as Judge is healthy, he'll be in Monument. As long as he's healthy, he'll be in Monument Park. If Judge is able to maintain 30 homers most of the years he plays, 35, have some of those big seasons of 40 plus, nobody's expecting 62 every year. If you are, you're expecting the wrong thing. But
exactly.
Even if he decreases some on those numbers, he's still one of the best players in baseball, if not the best offensive player in baseball.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Trout's not what he once was. He's still up there. But you're talking about one of the top 5 players, bar none. So you couldn't let him walk.
No way in the world. So now, us Yankee fans, we're sitting back and we're saying, all right, well, what's the move? right? And guys, by the way, hit that like button. I appreciate you. Right now we have, let's get an update real quick, see what we have up in here. We got 165 in here right now. Smash the hell out of that like button, guys. There's no way we shouldn't be at 100 already. Do me a favor, smash that like button. All it does is it helps your favorite network out, okay? And that's the best thing in the world. So, where the Yankees go from here? This is the question everybody is waiting for. Is what do the Yankees do next? That's the big thing. We know Rodón's out there. And look, this is not some hard puzzle piece to solve, is it? I mean, I think we all know what they need to do. They should get Rodón. They should get an outfielder. And maybe they add another reliever, maybe. But if they do an outfielder and Rodón, Alex, I'm telling you right now, fam, I'm all on board for 28.
Yeah, I mean, I would be too. The question is if they're going to do it or not. Like, you know, like I said, like I was saying, you know, you can't let Judge walk. That was obvious. And judging by the last 2 years, no pun intended, you know, they had a great free agent class last year. We ended up with IKF as our shortstop. We had Latitude last year, didn't do anything. You know,
I forgot about that. I forgot about the great Latitude comment.
Yeah, that was pretty lateral if you ask me. But
right.
Yeah, it was. You know, we know this team's willing to gaslight us, and we know that they can just come out of nowhere and spend like crazy. So, yeah. I mean, based on the vibe, like I feel like Rodón's a given. Like, there's no reason he shouldn't be a Yankee already. And
bro, I gotta ask you about this real quick, just when it comes to Rodón, because we're talking about him. Is there a better fit than who's a better fit in baseball for the Yankees rotation than Carlos Rodón?
No one. He fits perfectly. He's a great compliment to Cole. Lefty versus the righty, the calm guy versus the guy who does not give a fuck, who's gonna curse everybody out. They need Cole needs someone to kind of check him. And
yeah, no doubt. And I'm telling you right now, Spank already told me back. He's like, Rodón's his guy. And I'm like, you guys got filthy mouths. I get it. You know, he wants a Yankee like Rodón on his team, and I don't blame him. I'm right there with Spank. I already said it. The Yankees get Rodón. That's the first jersey I've bought in a very, very long time, but I'm trying to get that jersey. No doubt about it.
Right there with you. Yeah,
I want a Rodón jersey. I've been begging for a guy like him on this club, and they need him. So now it comes down to, and right now apparently, you know, his birthday was yesterday. Yep. And it looks like Carlos Rodón is going to make his decision. Here's one of the things I want to make sure fans understand. When you're working with a guy like Scott Boras usually doesn't have his players make fast decisions. So it's very, very possible that it takes a while. It's very, very possible that this is not a super quick decision that is going to be made. It could take some time. So looking at this real quickly, if we pull this up, here's Carlos Rodón, guys. We already know about him. Again, he just had his 30th birthday, so he is 30 years old. We know he's looking at he apparently wants 7 years. I'm very, very comfortable with 6. Hell, if the Yankees had to go to 7, I don't give a shit. I'm going for it. I want to win. But look at these numbers. I mean, a 14-8 record. Forget the wins and losses. 5.4 WAR, 288 ERA, 178 innings, 237 strikeouts. This is the guy that you want on your team. It's that simple.
You know, absolutely. Knowing full well that, you know, that contract's probably going to be rough. Like right now, this market, like this is a free agency market. Like did anyone actually see Xander Bogaerts getting 280 for 11 years? Like,
what about Trey Turner? Trey Turner, they got maybe 365 they were going to give him the Padres.
I know. And how much do you think like Correa's going to get paid? A lot too. I mean, this is insane.
You know, I'm going to say one thing about Correa.
Go ahead.
That's pretty freaking funny. Would it shock anybody also if Correa's accepting like a 1 or 2 year deal again? It wouldn't shock me. It's weird. It's like and I told my team this, and everybody knows how much I love Carlos Correa. But there's gotta be something out there about Correa that people are afraid of or don't like. There's got to be something, bro. He's too good not to ever be signed. It doesn't make sense.
It really doesn't. I mean, if he's going to get a long-term deal, it's going to happen this offseason. If he takes like a 1 year prove-it deal again, you know he's got some character flaws that nobody wants to really deal with.
There's just got to be something there. I mean, you got to remember, he's the youngest of them all. People forget that. Right. He's like 27.
He's arguably the best.
Yeah, so if you sat there... Look, if you sat there with him and go, hey, look, I'll give Correa a 10-year package, no big deal. That's 37 years old. He can still be very good.
Right.
He can still be a good talent.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm just like, I'm watching it again, and I'm sitting there saying, you never know. Is it possible that this guy sits back again in January and he's going, I guess I got to look for a 4-year deal with an opt-out after the first or the second again?
Well, if that happens, he needs to fire his agent immediately because...
And his agent's the best. It's crazy. Scott Boras.
Well, then he's got to look at himself because, I mean, something ain't jiving right now because that guy should be getting... That guy, 12 years, what, 330?
Oh, my God, easy. Look, if Trey Turner got what he got, you got to think. So, look, it's like somebody coming to me and going to be like, hey, would you still take Correga? In a heartbeat, I don't give a poot. He could be the biggest asshole on the planet. Be an asshole on my team.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. I didn't complain much when Johnny Damon came over.
Yeah, I mean, I don't complain when anybody came over here. If you're performing, I want you on this club. It's that simple. Look, David Justice didn't have the greatest reputation. Came here and won the World Series. Sign him up. Bring him in. If you can help us win, I want you here. It's that simple. And look, I think one of the things that the Yankees said about Rodón is they like him because of his toughness, and they feel they need that.
Yeah.
You know, Aaron Boone isn't showing any toughness. You know, they're not showing toughness on the leader front side. So, you know, maybe they need some more guys in there that put their foot down and go, no, I'll hit him. They're hitting us. I'll hit him. No worries.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there needs to be a tough guy in the everyday lineup and a tough guy in the rotation. I feel like Rodón and Correa would be great for that. Whether it happens,
I always said this. I just feel like the Yankees need to become the bullies again. They got to stop being bullied.
Yeah.
They got to be the bullies again. They have to be. They got to be the team that, look, you don't want to throw at them. When CC was here, you kind of had that because CC was like that. CC was like, I'll throw up and in. I'll knock you down. You're not going to hit our guys and get away with it. We saw all last year the Yankees get bullied all the time. Guys will get hit. Yankees don't retaliate. They don't do it. You know, I think the only time I can remember was when Garrett Cole threw up and in and knocked down Devers.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then he struck him out.
Yeah, that's the only time.
That's the only time.
I'm never really, like, looking at Cole, like, I'm not really that intimidated from him. You know, the guy sounds like Kermit the Frog. He's not like a guy that's like, you know, you throw at him, then he gets kicked out, he's going to walk away. He's not somebody ready to fight you. Like,
can you imagine him yelling at you? I'll kick your fucking ass.
Oh my God. I'll start laughing immediately. It's just going to kill the entire vibe. Like,
I just thought about that when he said that.
I mean, what is this? Some shocker? It was pretty obvious to me. Like that his voice does not match his build at all. It's the weirdest freaking thing.
Bro, I can't see that. Hey, Garrett, what are you throwing at me? I'll kick your fucking ass. Go sit down.
Yeah, someone else needs to be the tough guy. Let Rodón do it because Garrett, that's just not your bag.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not Garrett's thing, man. So, you know, we obviously know the pitcher market is changing a little bit now. Kodai Senga just went to the Mets, who don't stop spending money. Uncle Steve is out there saying, look, I don't give a poot what limitations or taxes you got to put on me. I'm getting who I want when I want to get him, and it's that simple. So I respect him for that.
Yeah.
But that pitching market is kind of slowing down a little bit. So for the Yankees, Rodón's the guy. If not, I don't know where you go to add anybody else. But now we know we need an outfielder. We know who some of those guys could be. Andrew Benintendi's still out there. Nimmo got a gigantic deal from the Mets, which is insane. 8 years, 160 plus.
Yeah.
I mean, that is insane. It reminds me of the Joey Diaz thing. Good enough. You know,
red or green, good enough.
Green, good enough. It's kind of like he sat back, he's getting no deals. 8 years, good enough. Sign me, let me in.
Done. Sign.
Yeah, but we know that's out there. A lot of Yankee fans love Brian Reynolds.
Of course.
You know, apparently, I think it might have been Ken Rosenthal. I think he talked about the guys that I've been speaking of for a while now. He added one guy that's Max Kepler of the Twins. I don't want no part of Max Kepler at all.
Yeah.
Way too many Ks. Way too many strikeouts. And he's another guy, too, where you're saying lefty bat, Yankee Stadium, but he really don't make contact like that. And he had one good year when it was the juice ball season.
Yeah. If you're taking hits, you go ahead, but...
Right. So I think that's like a last resort maybe type thing, but I think Reynolds is on top of that list. I like some of the outfielders from Arizona. I like some of those guys a lot. I did hear a small rumor, and I think it's kind of been making its ways around online, that maybe the Yankees make a deal with the Brewers, and maybe it's for one of their top starting pitchers along with a Christian Yelich. Yelich still gets a lot of friggin' money.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Unless the Yankees somehow were trading Stanton, which I doubt, I don't see what they're doing with bringing Yelich in. I think Reynolds the obvious move, and I think there's a few of the Arizona outfielders. McCarthy I spoke about, Dalton Varsho would be amazing. Even Alec Thomas would be okay. But any one of those guys right there, to me, is a smaller move in a sense, but a smart move.
Right.
What do you see?
Yeah,
what do you see for left field?
So, I mean, just looking at the open market, you know, I do feel like Benintendi actually covers every one of our bases. Lefty contact, some speed, which I feel like we always negate speed, especially with this new pickoff rule they got now. You can only throw over twice. Yep. So that's going to be huge. Like, people should be stealing bases nonstop.
Yep.
You know, Benintendi won a World Series, playoff experience, big market experience. That being said, I'd still rather trade a boatload of prospects to get Brian Reynolds. I just think he's that much better of a talent. He's worth breaking the bank for, and he's cheaper for, you know, being the case of the Yankees have not been willing to spend out a lot of money. I'm sure they want to stay under that 273. And I was thinking about that. It was funny you brought up the yellow stuff, because they keep talking about this something big in the works. Nobody knows what something big is. I've heard something big before, but if they're going to take on Yelich, maybe they'll take on Donaldson. You know, it's $25 million for 1 year on Donaldson, but there's a longer term on Yelich. Maybe they're looking long term to where they can save some money. Like, I'd be cool with that. I mean, maybe Yelich is in a different spot, lefty bat. Maybe he rejuvenates himself. But yeah, that and try and get Woodruff for Corbin Burns. That's where I would go. But
you know, Woodruff for Burns would be amazing at the top of his rotation along with Cole. I mean, that's another one you look at and go, wow. But can you imagine this? Can you imagine they ever go Cole, Rodón, Woodruff for Corbin Burns?
Yeah,
Nestor and Sevy. That would be stupid.
That's the best rotation since the late '90s Braves, man. That's
that's right up there. You're right. That's right up there with one of the best rotations of all time, as long as they stay healthy. I mean, you can really make that case that, of course, you got to play it on paper. I mean, you got to play it on the field, but on paper, that's a phenomenal rotation.
You're talking about Sevy as your 5 guy.
Yeah, think about that. And look, here's the crazy thing. Here's the crazy thing about speaking of something like that. It's not as unrealistic. Somebody might look at that and go, there's no way that happens. Well, actually, all Rodón costs is money. And then if the Yankees are willing to say, look, we got a championship caliber team, I'm sorry, but I'm giving Volpe up. If the Yankees say, hey, Volpe's available, we'll give what about this right here? Listen to this for a second. What if the Yankees go, we'll give you Volpe and more, but if you give us Burns, I need Adames with him.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, if they're going to take Volpe, that would actually make sense too. I'm sure
we got our shortstop. Yeah, we got our shortstop. And look, I'm sorry, but I love guys like Jason Dominguez. If I'm getting a guy like Burns, you can have them. Take them.
Yeah.
Take them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but take them.
Yeah. You gotta identify which prospects you are not going to move, and even that's still open for debate if somebody worth it is available. But this reluctance to move prospects is so mind-boggling to me. Like, I'm reserving my judgment. It's one of those expect the worst, hope for the best, because I was real excited last year, and what did we end up with?
Facts.
Like, I don't
last year was painful, man. Last year was painful. And here's the scary thing about this year, Alex, is it could be painful too.
I know.
If they don't do nothing else, I mean, they're giving us fucking the worst case of blue balls of all time.
Yeah, it's been pretty brutal, trust me. And I tell you what, with that, like, I'm basing everything off of the vibe, right? Like, I thought Rodón would have been locked up the day after we had Judge. It was about the amount of chatter we were hearing about that.
Yep.
I know they're talking about, 5 years versus 7 years, all this other stuff, right? The latest I heard, I guess, was this morning that they are preparing an offer within the next 24 to 48 hours, which to me is bullshit. So to me, if Rodón's not a Yankee by Tuesday, or there's not like intense talks to where it will finish up by the end of Wednesday or something like that, then you can almost guarantee that they're not going to do anything this year.
Yeah.
They're going to make an excuse.
If they don't, I would be visibly hurt. And I know that sounds stupid, but I would be fucking to the point I would be pissed to even speak of this. Put it this way. The people that will talk, oh, this being negative, just prepare for negativity. I'm going to be honest with you. Prepare for me to come out here and say you're going to get the same shit as last year. It's not going to be different.
I mean, we're Yankee fans. We push for victories. Jeter was right. You know, we boo because we want to cheer. Like,
that's right.
You can't handle it. Like, you shouldn't be running the Yankees. And the thing is with Steinbrenner, we honestly don't even know if he even likes baseball. He grew up in this shit.
Yeah.
Like, he's not his dad. And if he's maybe Steinbrenner's tired of hearing all the bullshit and all the boos going to the stadium and all that, and maybe Judge was just a precursor for everything, or he doesn't give a shit at all. And what's going to happen is he signs Judge to protect Hal's legacy. And then he's going to go back and play golf. Everyone else is going to sign somewhere else, and Houston's going to win the World Series again.
You want to hear the biggest move possible?
What you got?
And there's actually evidence.
Hal's selling the team.
No. I like that too. But here's the biggest move possible that is surprisingly realistic. Here it is. Because we've seen as, yes, congratulations to the 49ers clinching. Thank you to my 49ers. We clinched.
Well played.
But thank you, Chad. Appreciate that, man. And guys, hit that like button. We got like 250 in here right now, so hit that like button. Let's keep those likes going. But we heard about this, and I was told this last offseason at the trade deadline. The Yankees tried to make this move, and they even had Volpe on the table for this guy. What about Ohtani? What if the Yankees hit us with an Ohtani trade, but they deal the farm, they say, fuck it. We get our starting pitcher, and but here's the thing with Ohtani. He doesn't play the outfield.
Yeah.
And how do you really feel Stanton could play the outfield enough?
I think Stanton can. I mean, I don't necessarily want him in left that much. I mean, maybe in easy left fields, not in our left field, but I mean, I feel like him and Judge should be kind of alternating right field half the time. Stanton's not as useless as we say. We just baby these guys too much. Getting Ohtani though, man, I couldn't tell you how I'd react because that's just so insane. I don't have I'll let you know when it happens kind of deal. Yeah. But no, I mean, look, we got Ohtani. I mean, shut it the fuck down. Like, what else do you do at that point?
It's just fun to talk about. It really is because we don't know what this big move is. We don't know what it is.
Yeah,
if it's even gonna happen, it could be the Yankees gaslighting us.
Yeah,
it could be they put feelers out there to be like, we're trying, guys. Nothing came to fruition, so here we are. Yeah,
well, I mean, the Yankees are kind of reminding me of my time in the military where I had zero expectations and was still let down. So, so I mean, again, let one of these guys signs, then I'm like glued to the TV like crazy. But until one of these things happen, I'm setting myself up for failure. Hal needs to prove to us that he's willing to win. I mean, even the guys that he's gotten in the past, like Stanton fell in his lap. Garrett Cole, Brian Cashman legitimately begged him for him. Like, he had a call, like, hey, Dad, can I get this toy real quick? Like, okay, if you're good, you eat all your vegetables, But, I mean, but he's never done any big moves. I mean, like, we would talk about Tanaka 10, 15 years ago now. Like, I mean, I think if he only cares about this salary cap and getting the money to come in, then we already know how this offseason is probably already over.
And it's funny to me because, the Mets haven't won nothing. So, yeah, I understand people saying, you can't really compare him to George yet because they got to win something before you do that. But, to be fair, he's doing just about everything you could possibly do to try to win. When it comes to what an owner could do, he's kind of saying, look, most people probably look at the Mets and go, they're probably going to be out of this because they can't make the move. It wouldn't shock me if the Mets got Correa tomorrow. That wouldn't shock. I wouldn't sit back and go, damn, wow. It just wouldn't shock. This man would have a $400 million payroll and not give a poo and be like, what am I paying extra? $200 million? No problem. Pay it.
Yeah.
I mean, he really is to that point. He said it. He said when he bought the Mets, I want to be the next George Steinbrenner. And look, I'm sorry. He's good for baseball. I've also seen this debate. He is very good for baseball. The Mets may never win, but you can't blame him for not trying. No, not at all. He's the modern day George Steinbrenner. The reason why we're not liking it is because it's on the other side right now. We used to love it that way. And if they ever win, he's the best. I don't want to hear it. If he ever wins, he's the best owner in baseball. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like Cohen is like George was, where he would go above and beyond, where it's not just signing checks. Like, he actually was involved. When players weren't performing, he did say some shit. I mean, now Cohen's got Twitter. I mean, he can go nuts. Yeah. So imagine George with Twitter. Oh my God. I feel like him and Trump will be like the funniest thing ever. Like, they'll constantly arguing. It will never end. Do you do you think he'd fire somebody via Twitter?
No, 100%. Within 5 minutes. What are you talking about?
Can you imagine playoff games? Live tweeting.
He would hire Billy Martin back just to fire him again.
On Twitter, just for the hell of it.
Oh, yeah.
To see how it happens.
Yeah, exactly.
I could just see him getting pissed. I just broke my TV in the box.
Yep. I'm sure he's done that a couple times. I mean, hell, he got suspended longer than A-Rod did. He was the most hated guy in baseball. So.
Right. I remember him saying, he said, I broke a couple of TVs in my lifetime. And you're like, I believe you.
Yeah, good for him. Exactly.
Yeah, facts. It's not like he couldn't buy him, so who gives a poot?
Yeah,
but, I mean, you hear about this whole thing, this big move that's gonna happen. The Yankees are making a big move. It's bigger than Rodón. It's not only that. Well, it can only be a few things then to be a big move, because the last thing I want to happen is they go out there and make this trade, and it's like, yeah, well, that was the big move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What was that? Here's the thing I've been telling everybody for a little while now. If what I hope I wake up to one day, or during the day this breaks, or I get news that is going to happen and I put it out there, I'm just really hopeful that you see a salary move by the Yankees, because then you know what's coming.
Oh, yeah.
If all of a sudden you got an Aaron Hicks deal, or the Yankees were able to move Donaldson, maybe Donaldson and a relief pitcher, somebody halfway decent.
Right. Yeah.
And a team goes, I think Donaldson's what, 21 million this year, 25 again. I don't know what it is.
23, and they're like their vesting option or an opt out for 6 next year. So you get 6 no matter what.
Let's just say it's 23. A team comes by and they go, the Yankees are also paying $8 million in that contract, and the rest will take up. The Yankees are saving quite a bit of chunk of change right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I was looking at the roster, and I mean, this is including Gleyber and even some guys that we all like, including myself, DJ LeMahieu. But if we moved a lot of guys, we could actually free up about $65 million with Donaldson, Hicks, IKF, DJ, Gleyber. Yeah, all these guys that we could find improvements for elsewhere. And, I was actually thinking about this too. Like, if we made us, like, if I was running the show, and clearly I don't have the power for that, but if I was Cashman, right? I'm like, okay, look, I got to find a way out of this Donaldson $25 million or whatever, right? Like, just because you make one move to get rid of them doesn't mean you can't constantly keep making more moves to get the end result you want. Yeah. So I was looking at, like, what if we traded Donaldson and like a player to be named to Cincinnati for Mike Moustakas, who's making $18 million. He's also a waste of time on that team. You throw in like a player to be named that'll entice Cincinnati, but Cincinnati makes a lot of dumb moves anyway. But then now you've eliminated what, $5-6 million right there. Then you do it again, and then find somebody who's got a little bit less money on their books, and then you throw in another bullshit prospect.
Well, that's again what I've been talking about this all off season, is that the Yankees are not limited. They just got to be creative. You can add whoever you want. You just got to have a level of creativity. The Yankees, everybody sees Aaron Hicks and goes, "Oh my God, Aaron Hicks! Look, the shift is gone." You can then use that as, hey guys, look, he was healthy. That's always a concern. Yeah. If the shift was there, maybe he had 10 more hits this year. But guess what? On the corner outfields, you could make the argument that, he's better than probably what he showed. And some teams out there, the Nationals, a team that's kind of, we got to make, look, if Aaron Hicks goes to one of those clubs and you don't give up a lot, you say, you know what, we're only going to pay $6 million a year though. You got to cover the $4 million. No problem. Take him. Yeah. If Aaron Hicks then goes over to a club and has a very hot first half, that team could then deal him and get maybe a prospect or two back. Absolutely. That's a smart risk for a club to take. Here's the other thing about Donaldson. People act like, oh my God, you can't deal him. The guy's a Gold Glover at third base. Why he didn't lose that? Why can't you deal him for that? Yeah. So I hear this all the time, that there's no way you can move these guys. Why? Well, we've seen worse guys moved than these two. I'm not sticking up for them. They're not good players. They're not all-stars. But they could be moved. They're not locked in for another 5 or 6 years. Move them.
I remember a couple years back, and this was Cashman doing the job. I'll tip my cap to him. But Chase Headley and Brian Mitchell, and $11 million of Chase Headley's contract for a player to be named, and we had to pick up $500,000 of Chase Headley's contract. Yeah. You mean who do we move these guys?
Who do we get back again? Who do we get? Was that Jan Herver Solarte?
No. He left San Diego from us. It was a player to be named, but it was all a salary dump move. Right. But why would you take that? Like, I mean, like, it was free. It was just a free You just gave him a player. They just took all of your money off for nothing, and they got a reliever out of it. Like, I mean, it seems like San Diego's got a lot of money. I don't know where they're getting it all. They must be robbing a lot of people because they're signing everybody. But yeah, I mean, if San Diego wants to just take all of our trash, go nuts. Another one that I know a lot of people are probably going to hate. We mentioned the Nationals earlier, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What if Hicks and Donaldson for Patrick Corbin and $15
God, I knew you were going to say it.
Oh yeah,
now you gave LI Yankee King some credence in here. He wants him. It makes so much sense. You want to put him in the bullpen. Here's my thing.
I don't want him really, but I don't want Hicks or Donaldson either. Here we are.
How many years does he have left?
2. He's got
Corbin
this year.
got 2 more years?
No, it's this year and 1 more year. Hicks has 3. Yeah, so but it's like the way his salary's laid out, it's like $22 million this year and then $35 million next year. His last year,
I can't do it.
Like crazy.
Bro, I can't do it.
I agree. Well, here's the thing. That's why I want.
Can you imagine being a guy having to cut that check? I can't cut that freaking check.
I'm not paying it, but it's consolidating 2 bad contracts into one. And if you get them to cover about like $15 million on the last year, he might be movable for that. You know. But I just contract.
Right. And a lot of times those are the moves you may have to make. You may have to make a move that's like that. But a Moustakas in that case would be better because you gotta play multiple positions. You know what I mean? If God forbid something happened to Anthony Rizzo, you got a first baseman. He could play second. He could play third base. So you got a guy. There's a little bit of value in that market, but. I'll be honest, man. I'm really looking a bit at Arizona. I'm trying to figure out what Arizona's going to look to do and move. I really like McCarthy. I like that kid. Alec Thomas, I think his father follows me on Twitter because I put a tweet a long time ago. I was like, I would love this Alec Thomas kid to be a Yankee one day. He has struggled at the major league level, but has been a top prospect for years. Great speed, good power, great outfielder. Those are the type of deals that if you get Rodón, I'm sorry, I don't need a Benintendi. And I like Benintendi a lot. Now, I was the first person, because I was told this, that he may not want to return to New York because he's not a big city guy. Yeah. And then now it's been corroborated by more people. But I always said money changes everything. But here's the thing that I got to ask you, and I'll ask the fans out there. Yeah. Would you really go 6 years, 20+ a season for Benintendi?
Not if there's other options that are available. I mean, if he was the only guy out there and I'm ready to win now, I'll pull the trigger. But
Let me ask you this.
Do that.
Let me ask you this. Would you do 6 years, $120 million for Benintendi, or would you take a risk on a 2-year, $30 million deal for Michael Conforto?
I'll do the 2-year move.
You'll do the shorter term.
I'll do the shorter term move, yeah.
Here's the thing that people don't know about Michael Conforto. If Conforto's truly healthy, he's a really friggin' good player.
Yeah.
And I think people forget that. And let me say this too. In the Yankee lineup, because if you think about it kind of where they are right now, he'll be in a better lineup. And he's a guy, another thing, he walks a shit ton. He draws walks like crazy. He doesn't strike out. He's not a huge K guy. Strikes out, but he's not a overly 20+% of the time strikeout guy. And at Yankee Stadium, he could do some damage, but he's risky. That's the thing about him. He's risky.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're getting and there's a risk in signing anybody. I mean,
100%.
The only surefire. I mean, look, you're talking about Carlos Rodón. Then the next argument is like, oh, he's got injury history. Garrett Cole was a sure thing. Yeah. I mean, he hasn't been as perfect as he was when we first signed him, right? So. I know the spider attack, but regardless.
You never know. You're right. And I always mention that too. I say before you bring up injuries, you don't know. Anybody could get injured. Yeah. You never really know. Yeah.
I mean, the history helps to, tell what's going to happen. But no, I mean, I'm okay with taking the risk in left field if you solidified all the other weaknesses. I mean, if you look at it, I believe, I'll have to double check, but I believe Judge accounted for 25% of the runs the Yankees scored last year.
Oh, more than likely. The Yankees, look.
Runs, hits, all that shit.
This is what I was talking about. When people were talking about, oh, you could let Judge go and you could figure out, you could try. But let's not limit how much Aaron Judge means to this team. Would it shock anybody if Judge didn't come back and the Yankees won 4th place next year? No.
Third place. That's where I expect that would be.
Yeah, I mean, you needed to bring Aaron Judge back. And look, the Aaron Judge deal is one of those moves that even if that move doesn't necessarily work out the way we'd hope, you had to do it. It just makes sense. It's a move.
Yeah.
Those are one of those things. You don't find guys anymore who are going to play, start with you, come up with you, and retire with you.
Yep.
Aaron Judge is the first guy since Derek Jeter that's going to be able to do this.
Yep.
You know,
100%.
Derek and the great Yankees. You know, Andy Pettitte didn't do this.
No.
Jorge Posada, Mariano Rivera. There's not a lot of guys that are going to do something like that. So, you know, you look at that, and I agree with you when it says I'm taking a risk. I'll tell you right now why I'm going to take a risk. I would take a risk as long as Rodón is signed.
Yes.
Then you could take a risk on an outfield, and I'll tell you what, I'm still going to be sitting here saying, guys, we have a real shot at number 28 this year. It would be an off season where I'm looking at it and I'm saying, this team went out there, they got their best guy back. They brought in the best starting pitcher available. You can argue they got the best 1-2 guys available.
Yep.
For the pitching side and the offense side. The Yankees brought their man back, and now they got a rotation that Frankie Montas, who I think is going to be horrible, is still your number 5 starter. When I don't give a poot what he does. He can have a 4.30 ERA and I'll be doing cartwheels because that's good enough.
Yeah.
But if you do that, fam, I'm telling you right now, make whatever trade, whatever sign for left field you want. If it's McCarthy, if it's Conforto, whoever it might be, put a good, decent player in left, and I'm ready to rock and roll with this club.
Yeah.
Do me a favor too, just trade Gleyber too, and I'll be happy.
Yeah. Yeah. You've been wanting that for like 3-4 years at this point.
I need him gone. He's not a winner. I need him gone. I'm sick of his shit.
I agree. That's why like the fanfare wasn't as serious when Cano left as it would have been when Judge was possibly leaving, you know?
Completely different. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like even more than the lineup, because you know those change all the time, probably more than they need to. Mm-hmm. But what I would like what I like to see, like, you know, your first game, Garrett Cole's on the mound. Next game, Rodon's on the mound. Game 3, Sevy or something. Sevy. Game 4, Nestor. Then you go on with Montas as your 5. I mean, you have no holes, assuming you're healthy.
Can you imagine if those guys stay healthy, though, really?
Oh, my God. I mean, I already know it's not going to happen, but it'll be entertaining. If they all made 30 starts, oh, my God.
This is probably going to sound crazy to some people. When I say this is probably going to sound crazy to some people. I think missing out on Carlos Rodón is going to be one of the most upsetting things that I've ever had to do with baseball. That might sound nuts. But
well, yeah,
he's just so friggin' perfect for them.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think he was the best pitcher on the market. I don't care about Verlander, DeGrom. Like DeGrom's
I agree.
And Verlander, you know, if we signed Verlander, it was gonna be like when we got Randy Johnson. And
Verlander, I said it. If they get Verlander, he's gonna have like a 4.25 ERA and barely pitch.
Yep. And and shitty playoffs.
And again, let me just let everybody know I'm not full nuts here. Let me just tell you why. I've said this. I'm on record of saying this. If Carlos Rodón came here and he got injured and he didn't pitch a ton, I'm still okay with them signing him because he's the best guy available. You got to do it.
Yeah.
And look, that's why I think it would bother me so much is because I really believe he is the guy for the Yankees themselves, the leadership to go, hey, fans, look, show up. We're here for you. We're hearing you. We hear you. We hear you about all of it. We've heard you call Aaron Boone a pussy. We've heard it. We heard you say we have no balls. We heard the knocks. We see the crosstown rivals having a $340 million. We see it.
Yep.
So we need you to show up. We need you to, and this is why we made these moves. This is why we did this. This is why we did this move. I just feel he is the perfect signing for the Yankees, and he gives us a rotation that a dominating rotation that we have not had in a very, very long time. And if we really want to win on a series about it, you bring that guy in.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, I can't think of another rotation remotely close to how strong that one is.
No, I mean, look, the Mets got a cute rotation. I'm not going to knock it. They got a good one. Is it one of the best? If those guys are healthy, it could be very good. But the Yankees, when you sit there and look, Severino's in a contract year. You know he wants it. He's seeing the money these guys are getting. Sevy wants it.
Oh yeah.
So you sit there, Cole, and and this is no knock on Nestor. I'm a righty lefty guy.
Yeah, me too.
I'm very like, I gotta have a righty lefty. So if you can sit there and say it's Cole, Rodón, Sevy, Nestor, Montas, are you friggin' kidding me? Hirsch, this is Alex Filippone. He was at the event on the 25th. So how do we best describe you if they know you? He was the one singing "When the Ball Hits the Sky" like a big.
Yeah, that was me.
That's a result, which I'll be able to sing again this year, which is nice.
Yeah, that is a win. That's definitely a win.
But I mean, you look at all that, and that's why I'm saying it would be a move where I'd be really upset if the Yankees didn't do, because to me, again, it just makes all the sense in the world. But we'll see overall what they finally end up doing. Like you said, maybe the next couple of days there's more movement when it comes to Rodón and the Yankees. A lot of people believe that it's a strong possibility. A lot of reporters think he's the Yankees to lose, is what a lot of people believe. So if you clear up that rotation, maybe make some smart trades. Look, I'm all for it, and I'll touch on Gleyber Torres for a second. Gleyber had one of his better years for a while, but I think now that he had that year, it's like when they didn't trade Luke Voit after the COVID season. And a lot of people were like, a lot of people were sitting there going, you probably want to, he might be a smart option to trade because there's a risk that he's never the same player. He's not a good first baseman. So maybe you look to make a move like that. And the Yankees didn't do it. And obviously he was basically just giving away at that point. So you look at all that, and for me, Gleyber Torres is one of those guys that I don't see winner. I don't see winner with him. All year long, he busted Boone's balls to the point where Boone looked like a moron sticking up for him at the end of the season.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm done with the Gary Sanchez type shit. If you can't run the fucking first base, I don't want you on my club no more. That's simple. Get out.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you got Peraza, Volpe, Sweeney coming up. You got Cabrera. You got enough guys that DJ LeMahieu. You got enough guys there to say we could figure second base out. That's not a concern. And we see that. But what are your thoughts on the idea of moving Gleyber?
I'm all for it. I think, out of the possible trade shifts we have, Gleyber might be the only one that we can actually get value back for. I mean, he's not necessarily a bad deal. He just doesn't fit what we're trying to do here.
Right.
I mean, but a team that's trying to win might be willing to overpay a little bit for a second baseman. Maybe like the White Sox, teams that need a second, teams that are ready to win now. That's why the whole thing with Pablo Lopez did not make a lot of sense. What the hell was Miami going to do with Gleyber Torres? Just let him play there for a little bit and then just leave. Okay.
And then he'll end up going away. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. But I mean, Gleyber's got value to him, and he's expendable. He's clogging up. Him and Donaldson are clogging up the infield right now. Everything else is kind of ebb and flow and all that. So, I mean, I'm for letting Gleyber go, especially if my ideal setup would be Peraza's our opening day shortstop and Volpe would be playing second.
Peraza's the man. Peraza's the friggin' man. I'm telling you guys right now, the type of stuff I've heard about Peraza, I am super excited to see this guy play a full season. I really am. And, with the overall Yankee prospects, there's a lot of them there that I think we all should be excited about. And I want to see them play at the end of the day. I just do at this point, you know? So we got a super chat here from J Stock. He says, hey, Pete, how likely would it be if any of the big free agents would sign with the New York Yankees if Judge didn't sign? After all, without Judge, the New York Yankees would be a fourth-place team last year, and there's a lot of truth to that. Not a very desirable place without Judge. Yeah, I think there's something to that, man. I think if Judge, departed the Yankees, I think a lot of free agents, look, money is the ultimate factor. Don't let people bullshit you on that. You hear it all the time. This guy wants to play in the West Coast, and this guy wants to do this, and he wants to go to his hometown, and Benintendi doesn't like New York. And then all of a sudden they return, and then, the question's gone. It's because money is the factor. So to answer that question, I do think it would have hurt the Yankees if Aaron Judge left. I really do. I think they might have had to overpay a little more than they used to.
Absolutely. There will be no more appeal playing for the Yankees outside of the fact that you're the Yankees. If you grew up a Yankee fan, I'm sure you'd like to play there, but who wants to go somewhere knowing full well you're going to lose?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it's not that appealing. And I mean, right now, like they better make some more moves. Otherwise, like, I feel like they're a bottom of the rung type of team because you got one superstar who can carry you. The playoffs is like half the league now at this point. I mean, you just got smoked by Houston. So far, our additions for this team consist of Tommy Kahnle.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
We haven't done one thing to make this team better yet. We kept Judge, but we had him last year. And by the way, what was he, an 11 WAR player last year?
Yeah.
I mean, even if he has an 8 WAR, guess what? There's that extra production. Like, Judge is not going to be able to produce as much as Judge did this year.
Yeah.
It's just the idea that happened. That was the best offensive season of all time. We're not good enough to win yet.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
So if Judge leaves, we're a 4th place team. So, it will be pretty tough.
And guys, do me a favor in the chat. I'm going to read a couple of the super chats we got popped up right here, but we got just about 300 people in here right now at 115 likes. Do me a favor, guys. Take a second. Smash the hell out of that like button. I got a couple of chats here. I want to read. Hell of a debut for Alex, too, by the way. We got a super chat here from the legendary Anthony Medina. Hey, Pete and Alex, why is it that the Yankees are so damn quiet for the last couple of days with Rodón? Is it because of Boris, or is it because the amount of years he wants? Hopefully we do something. It's negotiations, guys. I mean, that's all it is. It's all about negotiation. And look, Scott Boras gets the best talent because he's the master at it. It's that simple. He's the best at it. Scott Boras will hold guys out. He'll put rumors out there. He'll put feelers out there. He'll do as much as he can to make you kind of feel like maybe I'm losing. I better jump up there and make it happen. And I think right now, I believe what I forgot who said it. I love to give credit to the reporters. I forgot who it was, but somebody out there was like, right now it could be the Yankees playing against themselves, and Boris doesn't have enough to put out there. And maybe he's holding back and waiting until somebody else comes along. Maybe the Padres say, hey, man, shit, we haven't really signed enough. We got more money. Let's keep pushing it. So, we'll see there. But it's Scott Boras. That's all I got to say. It's not about Rodón. He's looking to do what's best for his client. And sometimes a holdout is what's best.
Yeah.
Anything to add to that?
I mean, Boris has a history of this for sure. I mean, I remember there was actually times we thought that, Boris actually got played, and then all of a sudden he got Max Scherzer $214 million over 7 years. And they deferred half the contract. The teams are not smarter than Boris. The guy knows what he's doing. So, I mean, we really don't know. If I told you that, why it's happening, I'd be lying to you, and I should be on an infomercial. But the reason why, it could be either that Boris is holding them off, or the Yankees are gaslighting us again. And I think that from this latest report that I heard this morning, that they said they are preparing an offer within 24 to 48 hours. Listen, when the day after we got Judge and he heard all that chatter about Rodón, it was giving me vibes of when we signed CeCe, and then the very next day we signed AJ Burnett. We're going all in. Like that's where I was going. Then everything just came to a screeching halt. So I think we're going to know a lot more when this so-called offer within 24 to 48 hours comes out. Yep. That should be Tuesday. So if it says we got a deal, you see 6 years and an option or 7 years, all right, let's get it. But if not, and all of a sudden talks start breaking down, then you can kind of tell that the Yankees are gaslighting us again. It's going to be another season of disappointment from Houston winning the World Series again. And
I'm going to say this right now. If it takes 7 years to lock a deal in, I'm doing the friggin' 70. I don't give a shit.
100%.
I don't give a shit. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of this nonsense.
You have no leverage.
Thank you. Exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, look, if I'm Scott Boras, everything we talked about today is what I'm telling the Yankees. I'm sitting there saying, guys, hold on a second. Wait a second. Wait. And by the way, we got a couple of them. I'm going to get to them, guys. I promise you. My man, Chris Perez Jr. said, Rodón to Yanks on Tuesday. Let's go. I hope that's the case.
Yeah.
Zach Brownish says, NYNewsTV to the moon. Pete is the GOAT. Thank you, my friend. You are the GOAT, but thank you. But if you're Scott Boras, I mean, look, what we mapped out is what you map out with the Yankees. Guys, look, you want the best team in baseball, don't you? You're not the best team in baseball without this guy. He's available. You can market to your fans we have Aaron Judge back, and we got the best rotation in Major League Baseball. You could even market it in the sense of, hey, guys, Houston won the World Series, yeah, but they lost JV.
Yep.
We gained Rodón. And by the stats, we had one of the better rotations in baseball next year. You may not believe it. I don't care what the stats said. I don't think they got the best rotation in baseball. Nowhere near it.
No.
If you add Carlos Rodón, you got something your fans are going to feel very, very different about you. That's how I tell them. That's simple.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and you know, my idea, if I was building a team, and this is all like speculation, if I was building my actual team on the field, it'll be a team of traditional leadoff hitters where like the guys that walk, they get base hits, they don't strike out, and they just get on base. I'll be driving teams nuts. But when it comes to the pitching side of it, what I want is the best bullpen in baseball and a starting rotation for me to never have to use it.
Facts.
You know, keep those boys fresh and just come out throwing darts in October. That's what I want to see.
Alex, you're going to like one of these super chats coming up. It's funny because we were talking about that before. Kyle Knapp, my guy, says, crazy, and thank you for the super chat, Kyle. He says, crazy idea, make Montas a primary piece for Reynolds. It would also take more than you could have a Gleyber for Giolito framework. I would do Gleyber for Giolito plus any day of the week. But here's the thing about the Montas thing. That's asking too much from the Pirates because he's not coming back there. So you're almost giving him to the Pirates just for the Pirates to potentially trade him again. So I don't know if that's the proper framework. To me, you might be able to entice a team like the Twins for Montas. Maybe a Rise. Yeah. In a type, maybe a Montas plus, of course, in a deal for an Rise, maybe. But that's still an iffy one. That's still a tough one to see happening. Yeah,
I mean, with Montas, you know, he has no value right now. So there's really not a point. There's not a point to trade him unless he's a part of another deal. He's not going to be if he's a centerpiece in a deal, he's going to be a centerpiece for like a 20th ranked prospect. He's not that serious. Like, I mean, we got what I think our 15th ranked prospect for Joey Gallo. Montas has no value yet. So I mean, if he's going to be a fifth starter, I mean, let's see if he can up his value. Who cares? You still got Germán in the background and Clark Schmidt in the background potentially. So
all right. No, you're 100% right. I got a super chat here from DJ Steels. Anyone had Segs in the woods? Heard it's intense. Okay.
I mean, it's kind of creepy, but all right.
Okay, all right, Steels. Not one of your better jokes. Not one of your better jokes, Steels. We need a better one than that. Jason Lang, my friend, says 4 months. Yes, 4 months of being a member in the Real Fan Package. Let's go. NYY News TV are the GOATs. Thank you, my friend. Then DJ Steels with 2 more. I think you're going to like the second one, Alex. You're going to like this one. First one is Nissan drivers suck. Okay, well, he's talking about me there. I drive a Nissan Pathfinder. I happen to like my Pathfinder, okay? It's a beautiful Pathfinder, all right? The last one is, you're going to like this one, Alex. He says, and you can answer us, is Alex in the casting couch set?
Yeah, I actually talked about that earlier today. Like, I brought the table up a little bit to try and hide that, but no, this is definitely the casting couch set.
Hold on, I'm sorry to do this. Can you bring the table down a little bit? Can we get a better view here? This might actually be the set. Oh, I'm sorry to laugh.
It's exactly what it looks like.
It's exactly what it looks. Typically, when it's.
That's why I had to put some decor in the background, bro. Just like brand new like apartment looking thing. Jesus.
All right, let's bring it back on.
Just in case you were curious where your super chats were going, it's going here.
Facts. That's definitely for Simonetti After Dark. Anthony Garcia got 4 months. We appreciate you, Anthony. Thank you guys so much. DJ Steels is actually very happy about that right now. Why is everybody? Who's saying the Pathfinder sucks? What does my Pathfinder sucks for? I love the Pathfinder. What do we got? Hate on the Pathfinder? What's wrong with the Alex? You don't seem too happy about the Pathfinder either.
I mean, I'm a catty person, so
I know.
I'm gonna leave you alone with that. I know. Yeah. So go ahead, drive your Pathfinder if you want. Let me know how it goes.
I drive my Pathfinder around. Okay, I'm cool with my Pathfinder. All right. DJ Steels now says all Alex needs is a GoPro on a tripod behind him, and then you're good to roll.
All right, good to know. It sounds like the money's gonna be coming in.
That's what a fantastic show today has been. Spanky, take it easy back there. Spank gets a little excited. You know, he heard the casting couch, and he told the one guy. He told the one guy the other day, and he's talking about his mother. He said his mother didn't know I was made of plastic. I said, take it easy, Spank. You know, so Spank's a wild one. Spank's a wild one, man. Somebody said, the sports model said, where's the cookies? If you're talking about Half C's cookies, you guys know, go to Half C's cookies, man. NyynewsTV, get yourself a little discount. They sent me some for Christmas. I love these guys. They're amazing. Best damn cookie in the world. But, okay, everybody. Okay, look, Jason got a 2008 I got a 2017 Pathfinder. So we got the Pathfinder fam up in here. You know what I mean? But, got the caddy. You got the caddy man, the Pathfinder man. It's all right. You know what? But I'd probably drive it. You know, if I could afford the Cadillac, maybe I get the Cadillac. Maybe one day. One day I get a Cadillac, all right?
One day, bro.
But Alex, no, man, just to get ready here to slowly walk into, this poor Spanky's no neck Spanky now because his head went flying off. I had to fix him. But, talking about, you know, the last things. We touched on the rotation. We touched on the lineup. You think the bullpen needs any more moves, or are we good there? There's the other guy the Yankees they brought in that people don't know too much about, Junior Fernandez from the Pirates.
Yeah.
Junior Fernandez throws like high 90s with great sink, 99, 100. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think we need more in the pen because, I mean, we're going to be without Efros all year. We're going to be without Luis Heel for most of the year. We're going to be without. Man, I'm not even sure if me personally, I'm bringing back Chad Green and Zach Britton. It's not going to cost you anything, and you already paid Britton a whole bunch of money. Give them incentive laden deals, and if they suck, you can cut them. But they're both going to be out for probably a while. I think Chad Green might be out the whole year. But no, I do think we need to boost up the bullpen. And outside of like, I could just go ahead and say like the top names. I know there's one big lefty that's out there from Detroit. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now.
Chafin.
Chafin, yeah, the guy with the Goose Gossage mustache. Yeah. So, I mean, I do think we need to beef up a little bit. I don't think it needs to be crazy good, but I was thinking about it the other day when it comes to the bullpen. Like I wanted a bullpen that you're going to say, hey, this is game 5, and we're going to bullpen this game, and you're confident you're going to win. Right. Tampa Bay. Like, I don't care who they are. Tampa Bay picks up a reliever or a former starter who has no location, and all of a sudden they put him in the bullpen. They got like sub-2 ERAs. Find me that. It's always some guy who's in the minor leagues that's a flamethrower nobody's heard about, and all of a sudden they become lockdown relievers. Find me those, whoever that might be. I don't need to spend $15 million for Chapman. He can go fuck himself. I don't need to spend $15 million for Britton. I'll spend $2 million, but that's about it. But
I agree with you 100%. I'm sick and tired of this idea of giving $10, $15, $20 million to anybody out there, like any relief pitcher. It's the stupidest strategy in the world. To have, if you want one of those guys as like for an example, let's just hypothetically say all of a sudden John Loizaga is one of the best closers of baseball years to come. Yeah. The Yankees then go, hey, we're going to give you $17 million a season. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. You know, he's been there, done that. That makes sense to me. But going out there and pushing these guys to these large contracts like that, it's just stupid to me. It makes no sense. I'm not looking to do that. The Yankees have enough guys in their system to put a bullpen together.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
No doubt about it. 100%. Dan Dog says, order me some cookies and ship them to me since they don't ship to Canada. I actually believe they're working on that, so they may be shipping to Canada very, very soon. I'll get an update on that. DJ Steels of the Super says, Alex, do us a favor and tell L.I. Yankee King to Zuka Lamink. Oh, shit. As you know, Alex is a big Joey Diaz fan too, so he knows the Joey Diaz stuff is always on this channel here. We're big supporters of Joey Diaz.
I fucking hate ranch.
He said, even if you're with me, don't fucking order it. You gotta get out.
Even if you're with
me, you can't order it.
With you.
Don't do business.
I'm not gonna curse too much, otherwise I'll keep going. No, go ahead.
Oh God, please forget it. I don't stop. My dad tells me all the time, Pete, you got to stop with the filthy mouth. I said, I was raised with you and mom. What do you want me to do? Who do you think I learned it from? I didn't learn it from myself. I mean, my mother, I love my mother. My mother had the filthiest mouth in the world. Yeah, fucking cocksucker. I'm telling you. The worst mouth in the world. I love my mom to death. She had a filthy mouth. What do you want me to do? That's what I was raised with. Now, I'm not going to be
It's
different.
an Italian thing, man. Just
it's an
accept
Italian
it.
thing. Come on. What
Yeah.
are you going to do? What are you going to do? So, no, man, Alex, it was a phenomenal episode with you on here, man. You know, very, very fun today. I think we covered most of the topics that are out there right now with the Yankees. Obviously, you know, we got to see what the final moves are going to be. Again, the Yankees can do really one or two things here, right? They can really make us excited, or they can really let us down.
Yeah.
And I think both of them are as possible as the other one is.
Yep. I think wait till you hear what this so-called offer that the Yankees are sending out by Tuesday. Let's see what it is. If Rodon's a Yankee, then I got a lot more to look forward to. If not, you know, be prepared to suffer because we're not doing shit.
I tell you what, man. I'll just close up on this. And by the way, guys, I think we're closing in on 150 likes. Let me just double check if we got there. We have not, so we're 5 likes away, guys. Please go ahead
Hit
and
that shit.
get us there. Smack the hell out of that like button and get us there, man. The last thing I guess I wanna say, and we got a couple of super chats, so we're gonna have to go a little longer here.
Yeah, that's true.
Matter of fact, I forgot what the hell I wanted to say. Pete
the
Biden
casting
over
couch?
there. Pete Biden over there. Casting couch behind him.
Yeah.
Look, I can't even think here. What the fuck's going on? I got Spanky busting my balls behind me. I got the casting couch in front of me. The freak's going on here? I don't know what the hell to do. I don't even know what to do. Let me get to the super chat. I don't know what the hell I was going to say.
Right.
He said, Steele says, no, don't pivot, Alex. Please tell Li to Zuka Lamink. Li, trust me, Li's a nutcase. So you could say Li, Zuka Lamink all you want.
Li, hold my balls and suck my dick.
I didn't even say Zuka Lamink.
I'm English, por favor.
Steele's is going to love that one.
God, I'm going to hell, you know that, right?
DJ Steele's is going to clip that.
I was doing my best to be like not cursing on here. I know I fucked it up anyway, but here we are.
He said yes. You know what? It's not a 5 o'clock show, okay? Kids, if you're watching, you should be in bed anyway. Where's your mother and father? I'll put you in bed. And if you're watching, look, you're just getting good entertainment, all right? Last super chat we have is from my man, Unknown Soldier. I'm starting to see more rumors that Rodón will be making his decision Tuesday or Wednesday. How would you rate the Yankees' overall chance? Look, the Yankees' chance is good,
What I just
man.
fucking said.
The Yankees' chance is good. I mean, the Yankees' chance got to be good. I don't know. Look, we talked about this the whole show already, but it makes too much sense for the Yankees not to get him. You gotta go out there and get him. That's simple. You gotta go out there and get him. I don't see how you don't.
Yeah. All the buzz is for him going to New York. I mean, if some other team comes out there, would you be surprised if the Mets came out there and just go ahead and made a super rotation with him too?
It wouldn't shock me because what is the Mets the Mets rotation right now is what? Verlander, Scherzer, Senga,
I don't know.
Quintana, and
Carrasco. They got
Carrasco.
Carrasco.
And Carrasco. So that's look, if that rotation stays healthy, man, that is a hell of a friggin' rotation.
I know.
I mean, you know, Quintana had a real bounce back year last year. A lefty in a pretty decently sized big. Their ballpark's kind of like Yankee Stadium in a sense. Is that you kind of stay away from that shorter right field, so a good lefty is always going to probably do pretty well there.
Yeah.
So that's a good one there. We got another super chat in here from my man, Ruben. Ruben says, with King and Marinaccio back, we have 2 arms with Ks per 9 innings above 11. Even Weissert and Davey could be sneaky breakouts in the bullpen. Yeah, I've reported, and thank you to our teammate here at NyynewsTV, Dane Huber. He also reported to me that Davey is going to be in the bullpen. He's not going to start, and he's throwing 97, 98, 99 again. So if that's the case,
nice.
He's always had the body to be a bullpen arm. He's never had the body to be a starter. I've been telling people for years that between him and Clark Schmidt is the guy that should stay in the rotation. He likely will not. So if Garcia maybe finds his home this year, he's a guy to watch for this year out of the bullpen and see what he does. But I agree with Ruben. They got a lot of good arms.
Yeah, they just got to perform, and you don't know how guys are going to be when they come back. I mean, you know, Marinaccio, he's thrown more innings than he ever did before. You know, you don't know how Michael King's going to do after the broken arm incident. So, I mean, there's a lot of – it's not about just having the best guys. It's about having depth because you know over the course of the season some of those guys are going to go down. So you got to be able to withstand the injuries that are inevitable to happen. So
Yep. I agree 100%. I agree with you. No doubt about it. All right, man. Well, that's going to wrap it up today. Unbelievable show. Very, very fun Designated Spittaz. Guys, again, thank you guys for even sticking with us, even though we had a delay. You guys know Designated Spittaz is typically a 5 o'clock show. I like actually doing it later on Sundays. I like it better, so I might move it to a full-time 7 o'clock. You guys also know that we're working with a bunch of different co-hosts right now until we get a regular in here. So thank you guys for sticking with us through all the ups and downs. Of course, we just had a great premiere of a new show, which was Get Yanked, which put up phenomenal numbers for its first episode. And I've had amazing feedback on that show. So much more to come here at NYY News TV. You guys know year 1 is done, but year 2 is going to be so much better. So much better. But again, Alex, anything last words you want to say to everybody?
Hold out hope. Let's see what happens Tuesday. That's going to be the time to beat.
Yeah, and by the way, too, you're not on. You don't really. I would tell you guys to go follow Alex, but I don't think Alex has like any Twitter or anything like that.
I mean, I'm all right. Look, I'm building it. I'm like the Stone Age guy. Like I'm all about call. Like I want to call you. I want to hear your voice. I don't want to text and all that shit. Like, I'm old school, right? But no, I'm getting all the social media going, so you'll be able to find me at wherever the hell it's going to be.
Of course, and
Pete'll pitch it.
We'll let you know. Yeah, we'll definitely let you guys know. But with that being said, guys, we are out. Have an amazing rest of your night, and I will see you guys again probably very, very soon. Who knows? Whenever news breaks, I'm going to be there, and I got videos coming out this week. Also, stay tuned for a lot of work from me and Dane Huber, who are going to be making videos on Yankee prospects. That's coming up this week. And, of course, you guys know the regular schedule of all of our podcasts. NYY News TV, pound for pound, the best around. And you guys know the last thing, we will never come whack on a Designated Spittaz track. Until next time, guys, we're out. Adios.
Sure.